Alright, yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the solar system series known as Up in the Air, where we talk about the air signs up in the air. Anyways, let's just get right to it, right? So, Saturn in Libra. Saturn is the planet of boundaries, restrictions, limits, as well as how one sees reality. You know, it's how you create structure for yourself, how you engage with structure in your external reality. It's a lot of things, man. If you go this deep, it's freaking the root and the basis of the how we engage with time today. You know, it's basically the source of the Gregorian calendar. You know, you got to do your research on that. That's another video. But you know, we're talking about the exaltation in Saturn, so we're gonna talk about the highest vibrations of it. You know, this motherfucking entity is what controls time to some extent. Basically, even all the extent. You know, I don't even know why I said to some extent. I'm just anyways, I'm getting into a whole nother video. But yeah, let's talk about this. So let's talk Saturn in Libra. Libra is the highest possible vibration Saturn can be in, right? It's exalted here. It always wants to be here. It loves structure. Basically, it being in structure, it can offload all of its responsibilities, all of its relationships, basically everything. It's just in a fixated thing that it doesn't have to put as much energy towards. It can offload it onto someone else, you know? So let's talk about Libra a little bit. Libra is born from the 7th house. It's the house of relationships, joint endeavors, anything you can do in a one-on-one relationship, right? Now, with that being the case, Libra is cardinal air, initiating, creating new ways of thinking and communication, you know? So it can come up with all the mental structure, it can relay it to someone else, it can do 1,000 different things. Who gives a fuck? You know, it's Saturn and Libra, man. It can just do whatever the fucks it wants without even doing it. So, with that being said, let's take a couple other things into account. Libra is exalted in Saturn. We know this. This planet right here, planet of boundaries, restrictions, limits, structure, how one sees reality, all this shit. It is at home in Venus, the planet of love, appreciation, values, and how one relates to others. It falls in Mars, the planet of action, willpower, aggression, motivation, basically any emotion that gets your ass up off to do something. And then it is, whatchamacallit, it's also, I can shake the camera. You know, it's away in Mars. And then it falls in the sun, basically the illumination, the awareness of self, the expression, you know what I'm saying? How do you use your sun? You express yourself, you know, you're not just shedding light on every goddamn thing, you feel me? So with this being the case, Libra, you know, it does phenomenal in Saturn, man. It can basically do whatever it wants. You know, it can come up with all the structure in the world, it can relate it to other people, it can do its thing. Now, don't quote me on this individual person as being a Saturn in Libra necessarily, but it figured out the highest vibrations of Saturn and utilized it phenomenally. So, let's talk about Mr. Lightbulb Man. Bing! You know, light bulb moment right there. You know, and this deals with a town literally named after the old situation known as Edison, New Jersey. Thomas Edison, man, the inventor. Always felt that he could never reach the true potential of Leonardo da Vinci, but he certainly could reach his own potential and make Homer Simpson feel bad, if you've seen that video, you know what I'm saying? So, talking about this, right? The actual, oh, right, I forgot to do the triple dipples. So, Saturn in Libra, Saturn in Libra, Saturn in Libra. So, with all that being the case, let's break this down. Anyways, parting my lighting bullshit for the moment, but, you know, sound was happening, it was fucking shit up, I don't want to deal with it. Anyways, let's talk about Edison, right? Edison, what did he do? He's known for creating the light bulb, you know, I think dealing with the direct current and not using alternating current, but that's a whole Edison-Tesla debate, you know, where America is sort of founded on business values, so of course proper marketing is going to succeed. Fuck the natural science, whatever's marketed, whatever looks coolest, whatever's in the formulated structure and the best way to see it, whatever makes you feel at home, more comfortable, makes your situation a little easier, more efficient, people are going to go for it. You know how it is. Not exactly, you know, people use capitalism and be saying, oh, capitalism's bad for that, when we're not even really living in capitalism. But, like I said, we're really branching on a bunch of freaking sidetracks, aren't we now? Anyways, let's talk about Edison. What did Edison do, right? So if you actually do your research on the man basically utilized and leveraged what he thought and understood was proper technology and would basically get other inventors, scientists, creating a bunch of shit and just basically use all their knowledge, creations, and whatever, and market it for himself. But yeah, he would basically utilize and leverage all of these other inventions from these other inventors that weren't necessarily equally or as business savvy as him, and would just market it and position it in the proper things that he knew how to do. You know, regardless if they were his ideas or not, he basically wouldn't exactly do the work on creating the product, but he definitely, you know, made it up in the front end work and would market all this shit and get everybody to use and get everybody on his situation. You know what I'm saying? Even if he isn't necessarily a Saturn in Libra person, my point in saying this is that a Saturn in Libra has the natural CEO quality to understand and create the vision and thoughts and basic details of what they want, but they know how to relate it to someone who knows how to bring their vision to life and create all of this structure around what they may be thinking in order to, you know, bring their vision to life in a more sound, efficient, and proper way, and maybe even a better way than they could, because they may not necessarily have the tools to create what they want to create, but they know how to find the people and relate the ideas that they want to create these external structure systems for themselves, you know? And the reason why Saturn really loves Libra here is because it's the most efficient possible placement you could possibly have. Why? Once again, Edison wasn't just on his own inventing all by himself, man. He said, fuck it, I want to get everybody else to do the work for me, you know? Like, they tell the story of him having 1,000 different options of what was the proper filament, what was the proper, what's the word? What the fuck? What were the proper, like, compounds necessary to utilizing the filament of the light bulb? You know, he did it over 1,000 times. You think he did all that shit and marketed his shit and said, fuck it, alternating current, use direct current on his own? No, he didn't. He got a bunch of other scientists and a bunch of little interns to do the work for him and create what he wanted to create. He said, fuck it, you do it, you know? And just literally threw all that work on them, and then they figured it out, and he positioned it and created the structure around it the way he saw fit, you know? He may have paid them the little chunk of change. He may have ripped them off. Who knows? All we know is that Edison created the light bulb. Edison introduced, I guess, I don't know, maybe the phonograph or something. Who knows? I don't know. A bunch of other shit. He did a lot of stuff. But, he, you know, it wasn't necessarily him. He just got the credit for it and created the proper structure around the whole story himself. Anyways, let me not dive too far into the actual, to just one aspect of a Saturn in Libra. You know what I'm saying? Saturn and Libra people also know how to do this, basically this type of format, and use it towards creating their own structure systems. So if they want to create something and they want to get to a certain level and maybe a physical realm or something, you know, they want to get gains, they want to be maybe the best track runner, they want to maybe be the best rock climber, they know how to find their way into someone who has already succeeded in this aspect, realm of reality, or whatever the fuck they want to do. And they can basically, you know, bounce ideas off them, being like, hey, you know, I want to attain this. I want to, you know, maybe run like a 4-minute mile. This is my ideas on how I want to get there. Can you help me on how I want to get there? And maybe, you know, like, it's also, not only is it a gift to basically get in the situation to even talk to this high-level person, but they also have the gift to, like, you know, basically communicate about it in an educated way, or educated-sounding way, and just seem relatable, and basically give them, you know, the tools to get to where they got. So not only do they have good networking skills, but they can also, you know, they can also educate themselves and get an understanding of what they're going to talk about, and basically learn the highest way to create it for themselves, and basically find the people to show them how to achieve it. Now, if it's something physical and it's their own physical body, obviously they have to do it, but they will certainly, you know, work on creating an external support system to get to this point, you know? This is basically what Saturn and Libras are good at. They just know how to get from point A to point B in the most efficient way, because they're leveraging the people around them and their genuine and, you know, just common decency, so that they can get other people to help them achieve a vision and create the structure systems for something that can all work together, that they can all work together on, you know? You just got to watch out and don't get Edison, because you want to get, you know, at the end of the day, you want to get your name in the book too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get all that energy after you're gone. You want to get all that attention. You know how much shit you can use attention for? Who knows, man? It's the purest form of currency. You can turn that shit into anything. You know, why do you think they have attention engineers? Why do you think that people have their businesses on YouTube? And it's just it's the same thing as freaking advertising. If you have people looking at you, you can turn that into anything, just like Edison did and the Saturn and Libra people. You can turn it into manpower, you can turn it into support, you can turn it into currency, you can just leave it in attention and just enjoy being paid attention and use it in another life. You can do so many things with attention, and Saturn and Libra people know how to do this best, because it's like, no, I don't want the attention myself. I just want you to help me to get what I thought of and basically create this whole structure system of how we can, like, see this certain thing and bring it into reality without just my own manpower. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's just funny when you think about it, because it's like Saturn and Libra people know how to get around, man. Oh man, that shit kills me. It just cracks me up, man. It was such a go with the flow time back in the day. Like Edison, I just can't believe that people literally think about it. He literally took the highest vibrations of freaking Saturn and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get most of these other people do the work. I'm gonna do what I'm good at and just garner it under me." You know what I'm saying? It's like a DJ Khaled situation. What does he really do but get people in the room and just put his name on it? That was Edison in a nutshell, and we all love these people, and they're just getting rich off of other people's backs, Literally, they just know how to be relatable, basically, figure out the structure of what they want to create it, follow through on that topic, and all they had to do was just think about the structure system of how it wanted to look. They didn't have to put in any of the work. They just had to, basically come up with the idea and get the upkeep, and just do the upkeep of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about passive income, it's all about doing a little bit of work in the beginning and doing a little bit of upkeep to maintain this, basically this money flow system to get to you. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Edison did this with inventions. DJ Khaled did it with music. And then basically, we all remember them as a happy, relatable person that basically did a lot of good for the world when they didn't even really do jack shit. You know what I'm saying? They just got all these people and saw the vision and knew how to get it into the room. And I kind of hate to use the word vision in this sense, but like it kind of is, because it's like you have an idea. Let me reframe it. You basically have an idea of how you want a certain external structure system to look. What is a structure system? It could be anything. It's just a fixed, it could be a mental machine, it could be an emotional machine, it could be a currency machine, it could be a business. But if you look at these actual concepts as machines that can bring certain forms of structure to you, this is how you get structure system. You get what I'm saying? So it's basically just Saturn in Libra is just knowing how to do that without what's the word? Saturn in Libra people just know how to do that without putting in all of their own effort to achieve it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the highest vibration of Saturn because it's the most efficient way to bring structure towards yourself, which is why we they're sort of just the way people view these certain entities and just individuals is just so structured and cemented in a more relatable way, because that's the highest vibration that you can possibly get someone to work on their own structure system, or to work on your own structure system for you. Anyways, let's talk about the basic alignments of how we can achieve this sort of understanding of a Saturn in Libra and just Saturn in general. So, right. Saturn is the planet of boundaries, restrictions, limits, structure, how you engage with structure in your external reality, how you create structure for yourself, and also how one sees reality, right? So with this being in Libra, it's exaltation. What's the deal with Libra? Libra is the planet of... No, it's not a planet. It's the constellation that was born from the 7th house, the house of joint nevers, relationships, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's cardinal air, initiating, creating new ways of thinking and communication. And then it is exalted in this planet Saturn. It is at home in Venus, the planet of love, appreciation, values, as well as how one relates to others. And then it is away in Mars, the planet of action, willpower, aggression, motivation, and basically any freaking emotion that can actually get you up off whatever situation you're in. Just get you doing something, actually acting. That's Mars. And then it falls in the Sun, the planet of just genuine expression and what you consciously see from the world. It's not about its own expression. Libra is about the expression of others and keeping it in a balanced form. This is why it's represented as the scales. Anyways, that's Saturn in Libra for you. Thanks for watching the series known as Up in the Air, where we talk about the air signs up in the air. Anyways, peace.